Viewer discretion is advised. CGI animal cruelty, and this movie stars James Franco. Trigger warning. This movie also stars Tom Felton. Have you ever wanted to own a chimpanzee? Well, here's a very unrealistic movie about those dumb dreams. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, a brand new retelling of the classic Planet of the Apes story that acts more like mythology rather than what seems to be a proper reboot. The intention of this film is to show us the origins of the apes, rising against humanity. But here, we start softly. I must let everyone know this, I am not a fan of this franchise, I've only seen this movie, and this is my second time seeing it. So go easy on me when it comes about the lore and the connections. Though I will say Rise of the Planet of the Apes is very easy on the eyes and brain, as far as a reboot can go. So let's swing our way in. The lackluster star James Franco plays a scientist named Will Rodman because, it's the worst name. Just generic, screw it. Who is on the verge of creating a new pharmaceutical drug to help cure, prevent, or prolong the effects of Alzheimer's disease. I'm not too sure. He does not perfect it because he sucks. I'm sorry. This drug is being tested and shown to work on the apes to help develop their motor and cognitive functions, beyond that of an ordinary ape. This is when Will's two idiot helpers, a primatologist who you think would do better at his job, and a desk jockey, try to persuade their newest success in this program, Bright Eyes, named after the effects of this experimental drug given to the apes that gives them a unique green shimmer to their eyes. These two idiots are trying to remove her for further testing and display. Bright Eyes does something that I'm surprised these two goons have not figured out. In Bright Eyes' cage, she continuously recedes under her bench inside her cell, baring her teeth. This is aggression, okay? Eventually, her captivators take it way too far, and Bright Eyes escapes and wreaks havoc in the laboratory. She even conveniently crashes Will's company hearing about the future of his project. The guards show up and they just shoot her and kill her right in front of everyone. But what they find out is that she was defending her child that was underneath the bench. She was keeping this one safe. The company decides that this project is a complete failure because of what just happened in front of them, and they ask for the euthanasia of all the apes. They don't know about the baby. So our characters basically just put this onto Will and say, you need to take care of this little dude. And so he will go off and raise him as a father/pet owner. This is a question with Ceasar himself.
Dave, come on.
Come on, Ceasar.
So I don't need to break down too much about what will eventually lead to the failure of Will, because he's raising a male chimpanzee in his suburban Bay Area home. I'm not too sure if it's illegal to own an ape in the state of California, but according to Darwin, it's a stupid idea. The only reason this living arrangement worked out for so long is because Ceasar, Bright Eyes' son, the main character, because he was born from her and the drugs somehow genetically transferred to him, so he's a lot more smarter than your casual primate. The living situation was more constructed as a family. See, this character means nothing to us as an audience, but Will's dad has been surprisingly diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Do you get it? That's why he's doing this whole drug testing thing. He's trying to cure the disease for his dad, but it's scientifically way too late. Also, Will's dad is the Trinity Killer, so I don't like him at all. But it's because of Will's father and his disease, which will eventually lead to Ceasar getting into a conflict with the neighbor and biting his finger off. Fun fact, this is now the second time I've seen Andy Serkis play a character where he bites men's fingers off. Because of this attack, everyone learns that Will has a full-grown ape living in his attic, so naturally he has to give him up. This will conclude the first act of this movie, and we will probably never come back to it again. Seriously, a major takeaway that I have with this movie is the same as every kaiju film. The human plot sucks. Show me the monsters. And no matter how hard Franco squints his eyes, I'm still not convinced he's smiling. Here, in the primate prison, Ceasar will deal with the two most frightening villains known in Hollywood. Draco Malfoy, Tom Felton with no magic or charisma, just acts of animal cruelty, and Brian Cox. You either know him as the dad from Succession or the dude doing the voice in the Mickey D ads.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Actually, the threat of having to live in this place with the rest of the primates. Remember, Ceasar grew up in the suburbs with no other apes around to play with him. We did see earlier that he was disguised to go to the zoo to see them, but the other monkeys were too clever and figured it out. The fun of this isn't the struggle of Ceasar trying to fit in. It's him using his intelligence to gain the edge on his aggressors and eventually uniting all different apes together before starting a riot. So to make things clear, Ceasar actually was smart enough to escape the monkey prison and to run across town to steal more of the medicine that Will was developing for Alzheimer's. Ceasar brings it back, and in a reverse German fashion, Ceasar gas bombs his new friends so that they too can be bright-eyed and smarter. Do you see? Ceasar is forming his new race of these non-human, highly intelligent animals. Ceasar and his team's next move is to get out of the city, where they find themselves trapped trying to cross the Golden Gate Bridge. My least favorite thing is that the animals will get killed in this battle. So how do I feel about Rise of the Planet of the Apes? One of my biggest critiques about this movie is, where are the real animals? At the beginning, when they're capturing Bright Eyes, right, you see a few shots of actual primates, but the rest of the film is just CGI. I know it's a pain to work with actual animals and stuff like that, but to CGI your way out is not a good idea. This movie came out in 2011. I'm watching this in 2026. It did not age well. And though, after you view it, you start to forgive those low-quality graphics. Like the disappointing feeling you have every time you think it's the retro idea to play your Nintendo 64.
It's a supplicating gesture. It's okay.
The acting? Well, anyone who wasn't supposed to be playing a human did a fine job. All the human characters really suck. This might actually be the fault of the script, since I can imagine that the script mostly focused on apes after all. But I mean, you've got some relatively big named actors in here, and honestly most of them fail our main character Ceasar. But you know who failed me the most? James Franco. What I did enjoy about this movie, and it's two things. Thank goodness this was a very simple tale about a crazy scientist who liked animal abuse in the name of his work, and then animals got smart and rebelled. It's very point A to point B plot. The other thing is our main character, the dude, Ceasar. After he's thrown into ape world hell, we as an audience get to learn a lot about him. Ceasar learns to make the other apes part of his tribe, and together they will leave this place to find sanctuary for themselves, where humans can no longer hurt them. I mentioned this before, Ceasar figured out a way to escape his habitat, but he didn't run away, he came back to help them. That was his main focus. Will even tried to come back to get Ceasar to leave this place because of the obvious animal abuse going on, but Ceasar chose to stay and finds a way for the others to be liberated, which leads to him speaking for the first time. No! This movie also has violence in a surprising way. You'd think the opening was a little much with the abused Bright Eyes escaping and being gunned down from the start. Ceasar biting the neighbor's finger off, which we spent a little time with this character. There's nothing wrong with the neighbor, he's just a victim of James Franco's bad decisions. We get way more animal cruelty with Tom Felton, because this is his only character trait that you can get, until the monkeys are finally done with it and they just kill him with the award-winning combo of water and electricity. When this happened, I was shocked. I couldn't believe we went all the way this far. And the saddest piece of violence was the death of the gorilla Buck, who sacrificed himself for the team. The movie isn't focused on violence though. That's what made the events so much more shocking to me, which also made me more confused about the demographic of the audience. I thought this was made for the old school fans of Planet of the Apes, and in hopes that maybe they could attract a younger audience. See, in 2011, I was already moving out of my parents' house, and I thought I was too old to see this movie in theaters. Strange fact, James Franco, oh yeah, we're gonna just keep hammering this one. James Franco was their second choice. They wanted Tobey Maguire. All I can see is the producers watched one movie from 2001, and they were like, that's it, there's only two men that can do this. Which makes me think that they were trying to target me, but you completely missed me. So Rise of the Planet of the Apes is a simple 3 out of 5 stars for me. It's a movie that hits hard topics like finding a cure for Alzheimer's or taking a stance against animal cruelty, displaying them exclusively through CGI and resolving each issue with science fiction logic. You can come into the story and safely get a fun adventure. What you will not receive is a modern day spectacle. Just letting you know, I did enjoy the film. It was refreshing to watch something that was almost ground level with its logic, and I wouldn't mind finishing out the trilogy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.